Hello students, welcome to NC English Studio. Today we are going to learn a beautiful poem called Dust of Snow, written by the famous poet Robert Frost. This poem is very short, but it carries a deep meaning. This poem is a lyrical poem. It means the poet expresses his personal feelings or emotions. It teaches us how even a small moment in life can completely change our mood and make us feel happy again. So, let us begin the poem line by line in a very simple way. The way a crow shook down on me, the dust of snow from a hemlock tree, has given my heart a change of mood and saved some part of a day I had rued. Now let us understand the poet's emotions and feelings by examining the poem line by line. The way a crow. This phrase tells us that the poet notices a crow. A crow is usually seen as a symbol of sadness, darkness, or bad luck. Here the poet starts by describing the action of the crow. The next line, shook down on me. The crow shook the branch of a tree. Because of that movement, something fell on the poet. This happened suddenly and unexpectedly. The phrase, the dust of snow, refers to tiny particles of snow fell from the tree. The poet calls it dust of snow because the snowflakes were light and soft like dust. This creates a very beautiful image in our mind. The next line, from a hemlock tree. This phrase tells us that the snow fell from a hemlock tree. A hemlock tree is often connected with poison, sorrow, and negativity. So both the crow and the hemlock tree are symbols usually connected with unpleasant things. Now let's summarize the first stanza. In the first stanza we see, even though the crow and the hemlock trees are negative symbols, they create a positive effect on the poet. A small natural incident changes his feelings. Now let us dive into the second stanza to understand more about the poet's feelings and emotions. The first line of the stanza says, has given my heart. Here, we see the incident affected the poet emotionally. The word heart means feelings or emotions of the poet. The next line says, a change of mood. It means the poet's mood changed from sadness to happiness or relief. Before this incident, he was upset and unhappy. The phrase, and saved some part, clearly tells us that this small experience improved at least part of the poet's day. It prevented the whole day from becoming completely bad. The last line of the second stanza says, of a day I had rued. Here the word rued means regretted or felt unhappy about. The poet was having a terrible day full of regret. But this little moment with nature changed his outlook. I hope you have understood how the poet expresses his feelings or emotions in this poem. The central idea of this poem is that small things in life can bring great happiness. Even ordinary moments in nature can change our mood. Sometimes, things that appear negative may bring positive results in life. To gain a deeper understanding of this poem, let us explore the poetic devices used in this poem. The first poetic device we see in this poem is a symbolism. What is symbolism then? Symbolism means when a thing represents another idea or feeling. For example, crow represents sadness or bad luck. Hemlock tree represents negativity and sorrow. But surprisingly, both help the poet feel better. The second poetic device we see in this poem is alliteration. Alliteration means repetition of the same beginning sound in nearby words. For example, has given my heart. Here, the sound H is repeated. Another example, funny flying fish. The sound F is repeated. The third poetic device we see in this poem is rhyme. Rhyme means words having the same ending sound. For example, cat, mat, park, dark. In the poem we see crow to snow, me to tree, heart to part, mood to rude. The rhyme scheme of the poem is a B, A, B, C, D, C, D. Before we end this lesson, let us summarize the poem. One day, the poet was feeling very sad and regretful. Suddenly, a crow sitting on a hemlock tree shook some snow onto him. This tiny incident changed his mood and made his day better. The poem shows that even small moments can bring positivity and happiness into life. So students, this beautiful poem teaches us an important lesson. Never ignore small, happy moments in life, because they can completely change our day. Thank you for watching this lesson. If you enjoyed the explanation, do like, share, and subscribe for more NC English Studio videos. See you in the next class.